Hi everyone, welcome to Idea Board video classes. Today we are going to discuss about nature of triangle, nature of quadrilateral and missing vertex. Now come to the first concept, nature of triangle. First draw a triangle. Let the vertices of the triangle can be taken as A, B, C. Let the coordinates of A will be taken as x1, y1, coordinates of B, x2, y2, coordinates of C, x3, y3. First find the lengths of the sides AB, BC and AC by using distance between 2 points formula. Calculate lengths of the sides AB, BC and AC by using distance between 2 points formula. Now the first basic property is in any triangle, sum of any two sides is always greater than third side. It means AB plus BC greater than AC, BC plus AC greater than AB, AC plus AB greater than BC. Now come to the second point. In any triangle, difference of any two sides is always less than third side. That means AB minus BC modulus of AB minus BC less than AC, modulus of BC minus AC less than AB, modulus of AC minus AB less than BC. What is the second property? Difference of any two sides is always less than third side. Now come to another property. Suppose sum of the lengths of any two sides is equal to third side. Then we say that the points A, B, C are said to be collinear points. Here, what is the first property? Sum of any two sides is greater than third side. Here, difference of any two sides is less than third side. Then, third one is if sum of any two sides is equals to third side, then the points A, B, C are said to be collinear points. So here AB plus BC is equal to AC or BC plus AC equals to AB or AC plus AB equals to BC. So in this case, we said that the points ABC are collinear. So sum of any two sides is equals to third side. Therefore, the points ABC are said to be collinear points. Now come to the fourth point. Suppose AB value, BC value, CA value all are different. That means AB not equal to BC not equal to CA. In this case, first you check the Pythagoras theorem condition. So check the Pythagoras theorem condition. What is the Pythagoras theorem condition? Sum of the squares of any two sides is equal to square of the third side. So you check the condition. Suppose that condition will be satisfied, then these 3 points forms a right angled triangle. It is right angled triangle. Suppose these three values do not satisfy the Pythagoras theorem condition, then these three vertices forms a scalene triangle. Now see the condition once again. If suppose AB is not equal to BC, not equal to CA, all sides are different. In such case, first you have to check the Pythagoras theorem condition. If the Pythagoras theorem condition will be satisfied, then this triangle is said to be right angled triangle. Suppose these three values do not satisfy the Pythagoras theorem condition, then this triangle is said to be scalene triangle. Now come to another point, fifth point. Suppose AB is equals to BC but not equal to AC, or BC equals to AC but not equal to AB, or AC equals to AB but not equals to BC. It means any two sides are equal. In such case, you have to check the Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. Now here, if Pythagoras theorem will be satisfied, then this triangle is said to be right angled isosceles triangle. So right angled isosceles triangle. Suppose these three values do not satisfy the Pythagoras theorem condition, then this triangle is said to be isosceles triangle only. So this is isosceles triangle. Now see this condition once again. If any two sides are equal, in such case you have to verify the Pythagoras theorem condition. What is the Pythagoras theorem condition? Sum of the squares of any two sides is equal to square of the third side. If these three values satisfies the Pythagoras theorem condition, then the triangle is said to be right angled isosceles triangle. Suppose these three values do not satisfy the Pythagoras theorem condition, then this triangle is said to be isosceles triangle. Then come to the sixth condition. Suppose AB equals to BC equals to CA. It means all sides are equal. The triangle is said to be equilateral triangle. All sides are equal, then the triangle is said to be equilateral triangle. Come to the next point. Suppose AB square plus AC square greater than BC square. In this case, angle A is acute. Suppose AB square plus BC square greater than AC square. In this case, angle B is acute. Suppose BC square plus AC square greater than AB square. In this case, angle C is acute. If all these three conditions are satisfied, then the triangle is said to be acute angle triangle. Acute angle triangle. All three conditions must be true. All three conditions must be true. See here, AB square plus AC square greater than BC square, angle A is acute. AB square plus BC square greater than AC square, then angle B is acute. BC square plus AC square greater than AB square, then angle C is acute. So here all the three conditions must be true, then only the triangle is said to be acute angle triangle. Now come to the next point. Suppose AB square plus AC square less than BC square. AB square plus AC square less than BC square, then angle A is a obtuse angle. Obtuse angle means it is more than 90, like this. So here AB square plus AC square is less than BC square. In this case, angle A is a obtuse angle. Next condition, AB square plus BC square less than AC square. In this case, angle B is a obtuse angle. Next one, BC square plus CA square less than AB square. In this case, angle C is a obtuse angle. Here, either this condition will be true or this condition will be true or this condition will be true. Then the triangle ABC is said to be obtuse angle triangle. So here any one of the three conditions will be true. Then the triangle is a obtuse angle triangle. Obtuse angle triangle. Any one of the condition is true. So either this condition will be true or this condition will be true or this condition will be true. Then the triangle is said to be obtuse angle triangle. Now come to the next concept, nature of quadrilateral. First we will discuss about a square diagram. Suppose A, B, C, D are the vertices of a square. Now, what are the conditions in the square diagram? First condition, all sides are equal. That means AB equals to BC equals to DC equals to AD. It means all sides are equal. Come to the second condition, diagonals. Diagonals are also equal. That means AC equals to BD. Then third point, diagonals are perpendicular. So AC is perpendicular to BD. Then fourth condition, adjacent sides are perpendicular. It means this AB is perpendicular to BC, this BC is perpendicular to CD, this DC is perpendicular to AD. So it means adjacent sides are perpendicular. Adjacent sides are perpendicular. Then another point in the square, area of square. What is the formula for area of a square? Side of the square. So area of a square can be taken as a side square. It means length of the side whole square. So what are the conditions in the square diagram? First, all sides are equal, then diagonals are equal, then diagonals are perpendicular. Next, adjacent sides are perpendicular. Fifth point, area of the square is equal to length of the side whole square. Then come to the second one, rhombus. Suppose A, B, C and D are the vertices of a rhombus. Now see the conditions in the rhombus. First condition, all sides are equal. That means AB equals to BC equals to DC equals to AD. Second condition, diagonals. Diagonals are not equal. So it means AC not equal to BD. Third condition, diagonals are perpendicular. It means AC is perpendicular to BD. Diagonals are perpendicular. So AC is perpendicular to BD. Then fourth condition, adjacent sides. Adjacent sides are not perpendicular. So adjacent sides are not perpendicular. Then fifth one, area of the rhombus. What is the formula for area of rhombus? Suppose let D1 be the length of the diagonal AC and D2 be the length of the diagonal BD. Then area of rhombus is 1 by 2 into D1 into D2. So half into D1 into D2. Here D1 is the diagonal AC, D2 is the length of the diagonal BD. Now what are the conditions in the rhombus diagram? First, all sides are equal. Second one, diagonals are not equal. Here diagonals are perpendicular. Then another condition, adjacent sides are not perpendicular. Then fifth condition or fifth point, area of rhombus is equals to 1 by 2 into D1 into D2. So D1 is the length of the diagonal AC, D2 be the length of the diagonal BC. Then come to the another diagram, rectangle. Another quadrilateral rectangle. Now what are the conditions in the quadrilateral rectangle? Suppose A, B, C, D are the vertices of a rectangle. Now come to the conditions in the rectangle diagram. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. It means AB equals to DC and AD equals to BC. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. AB equal to DC, BC equals to AD. Then second condition about diagonals. So diagonals are equal. So AC equals to BD. Third condition, diagonals are not perpendicular. So AC is not perpendicular to BD. Diagonals are not perpendicular. Then fourth condition, adjacent sides are perpendicular. It means this side is perpendicular to this side is perpendicular to this side. Here angle C is also 90, angle D is also 90. So fourth point, adjacent sides are perpendicular. Then fifth point, area. Area of rectangle is length into breadth. That means AB into BC or AB into AD. In general, you can take it as length into breadth. That is nothing but L into B. So, area of rectangle formula, length into breadth. What are the conditions in the rectangle diagram? Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Then diagonals are equal. Then diagonals are not perpendicular. Fourth point, adjacent sides are perpendicular. Then area of rectangle is equal to length into breadth. Now come to the next quadrilateral, parallelogram. Parallelogram. Suppose A, B, C, D are the vertices of a parallelogram. Now what are the conditions in the quadrilateral parallelogram? First condition, opposite sides are parallel and equal. It means AB equal to DC and AD equal to BC. So first condition, opposite sides are parallel and equal. It means AB equals to DC and AD equals to BC. Then second one, diagonals. AC is one diagonal, second diagonal BD. Diagonals are not equal. That means AC is not equal to BD. Third one, diagonals are not perpendicular. So AC is not perpendicular to BD. So AC is not perpendicular to BD. Then fourth point, angle between the adjacent sides. Here adjacent sides are not perpendicular. So angle between the adjacent sides is not 90 degrees. So adjacent sides are not perpendicular. Adjacent sides are not perpendicular. Then come to area. Area of parallelogram is, if you observe the diagram, area of triangle ABC is same as area of triangle ACD. So area of parallelogram ABCD can be taken as area of triangle ABC plus area of triangle ACD. It means area of quadrilateral ABCD, sorry, area of parallelogram ABCD equals to 2 times of area of triangle ABC. So area of parallelogram ABCD can be taken as 2 into area of triangle ABC. So area of parallelogram ABCD is 2 into area of triangle ABC. So what are the conditions in the parallelogram? First condition, opposite sides are parallel and equal. AB equal to DC and AD equal to BC. Then second condition, diagonals are not equal. That means AC not equal to BD. Third condition, diagonals are not perpendicular. So AC is not perpendicular to BD. Fourth condition, adjacent sides are not perpendicular. Then another point, area of parallelogram ABCD equal to 2 into area of triangle ABC. Then come to the common property in the square, rhombus, rectangle and parallelogram. The common condition in all the 4 quadrilaters will be diagonals are bisect each other. It means midpoint of AC is equals to midpoint of BD. What is the common condition? Diagonals are bisect each other. It means midpoint of diagonal AC equals to midpoint of another diagonal BD. So in a square or rhombus or rectangle or parallelogram, diagonals are bisect each other. Diagonals are bisect each other. It means midpoint of AC equal to midpoint of BD.